Thank you.
So, Your Excellency, Dr. Koroma, you've led the reconstruction of your country following the devastation of civil war. Your love for your people and strides in governance still remains lessons in leadership for other leaders, not just in Africa, but indeed across the continent. What factors would you say were responsible for the successes you recorded under your administration?
Thank you very much. Let me start by again using this opportunity to thank God and the people of Sierra Leone for giving me the opportunity to serve as president for 2 consecutive terms. Many factors were responsible for the success of my presidency. But I would say that I will start off with where we came from. I took over as president just 5 years after 11 years of a civil war. The country was devastated, infrastructure was down, the people were not hopeful, and the country was deeply divided. And the president that I took over from President, the late Chijan Kaba, initially started with the efforts of peace building and peace consolidation, together with the ECOWAS, AU, and the UN. So our focus was to build on peace building and peace consolidation, because it was critically important to get it right. If you don't build the peace and consolidate the nation, for a country that is coming from war, and examples we have seen around, it's easy to go back into conflict. So that is why we made it a point of duty to ensure that we focus on peace building. And to that end, we've ensured that we unified the country. The regional and ethnic divide was an issue that we addressed quickly. And we addressed it by ensuring that every individual in the country, irrespective of your ethnic group or the region you come in, governance and the activities of state, where he is qualified to do so. And that was a big step that we took and ensured that everybody was given an opportunity to feel part of the process. Beyond that, I ensured that even the opposition party, its supporters, the leaders, the civil society, the press, were given an opportunity to hold the government accountable, so that an opportunity to ensure that they express themselves freely and ask questions, relevant questions. And we build up that kind of openness in the administration. And again, as a government, we decided that we have to put in place structures that will give opportunities to the ordinary man to participate in governance. That was why we introduced the Open Government Initiative. It was a platform that we used from the Office of the President, and later on we used the Open Government Partnership. These were all platforms that we used that gave opportunity to the people to participate even in policy formulation. Not only observing the implementation, but in policy formulation. We went out, myself included, and all the heads of the arms of government, the judiciary, the parliament, and others, and presented ourselves to the people in other areas, the ministers came in and presented themselves to the people, and they were, asked rigorous questions on issues that are specific to their arm of government or their ministry or to their institutions. So it gave an opportunity for a participatory kind of engagement to emerge, so that built the confidence. It built the confidence, and it let people have the feeling that they were not marginalized. Mm. And we did not stop there. We moved forward by ensuring that we put in place we strengthen the institutions that we have to strengthen for accountability and good governance. We enacted the legislations that will give the kind of legal basis for it. And what we clearly promised at the election was that we are going to ensure that we fight corruption and we open the government to the people. That was why in 2008, just a year after our election or coming into office, we reviewed the Anti-Corruption Act. And that was a major step that we took. The Anti-Corruption Act was reviewed. We came in with the 2008 ACC Act that give a kind of autonomy to the Anti-Corruption Commission. Before now, they had just the authority to investigate, but they cannot prosecute, they cannot go beyond that. But we came in and gave them complete independence to investigate and prosecute, and even we increased on the charges that could be levied to public officials. And so there was a great independence given to them. And not only Anti-Corruption Commission, but even the Auditor General's office. Before coming into office, for the country, but we did not only ensure that it was updated and give adequate audits, but we gave them the authority to publish the audits. They published the audits, it was discussed openly, even before, there are times the audit report is out before I know about it.
Wow.
So there is no way I can influence it or stop anything there. And it was discussed in Parliament. So there was a lot of accountability and transparency in the governance. So all of it gave people confidence that there is now inclusiveness, there is engagement, there is transparency and accountability, and all of this ensured that the country was regarded as a country that is ready for business. We later on open up and we decided to market the country, and observers outside started seeing what is happening in the country. They were amazed at the openness, the democracy that is taking place, the difficult decisions that we took as a government, to the extent that Obama, in one of his statements, recognized Sierra Leone as a country where democracy has taken roots. And Ban Ki-moon, in his statement when he came to wrap up the UN support mission, said that Sierra Leone is now a storehouse of lessons of countries, what you can do after peace, after conflict. Wow. in a nation. So we became an example. And quickly people started talking about us, about how we handle peace, about how we handle democracy, about how we handle inclusiveness. And this sent clear signals to the outside world that we are a nation that is ready for business, a nation that is prepared, a nation that has secured and consolidated the peace. So that in itself gave confidence to investors. And we realized as a nation quickly the highest support from the international community. And not only international community, but foreign direct investment came into the country in volumes. Investments in agriculture, investments in the extractive industries, and even tourism. This has the multiplying effect of creating jobs for the youth, creating confidence, and it's consolidated the peace.
Wow.
That was why during our country, we were quickly regarded as the most peaceful within the sub-region.
Yes.
The Bo Ibrahim Index came and positioned us as the most peaceful in the sub-region. We were the third most peaceful country in Africa and the 13th most peaceful in the world. The World Bank, in his reports, positioned us in the first 10 most reformed countries. And because of the inflow of the foreign direct investment, the economic activities that were taking place, our country was in the club of one of the fastest growing economies. Growth rates shot up to 20% of GDP. And it gave us a lot of laurels and confidence. And all of it because of the inclusiveness, because of the tolerance, the openness. It's all engendered a kind of peace in the country. And I left the country even when Ebola ravaged us. On the eve of Ebola in 2014, we were at 13.2%, but 2 realize what it means to close an economy. You will realize what it means to shut down. I mean, we see countries shutting down and what has happened to their economies. We were shut down for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
We stepped down from at 13.2% of GDP to minus 20. Wow. But in 2016, before we left office, we quickly put in place policies and measures that got us back to a 5% of GDP. So now people will really appreciate the kind of efforts we made. Create economies, establish economies.
You know, if I bat in briefly at that point, you said something very, very profound, that the world is shutting down now. You experienced it long before.
Of course.
You dipped from over 13 percentage point to minus 20. What specific things did you do? Can you mention? I know that's I think it's key at this time, because the world is in shambles, more or less, because of COVID-19.
Yes. So you can imagine what we went through of 2 years of shutdown. But these, I believe, all happened because everybody was supportive. We had the support of every civilian, and we ensured that including the opposition, the civil society, and other groups, we were open. To ensure there was peace in the country. And these, I believe, are lessons that others can learn from.
Yes, absolutely excellent.